Done it on runway.
Welcome to Models Talk. Let's talk about it.
Yes, yes, yes. This is your girl Zahara Gihana with Models Talk, y'all. Look who we have here today. Hello, Michelle. How are you, dog?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous, darling.
That's great.
Thank you, thank you. Where are you located, Mama?
I am in Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Pottsville?
Yeah. So most people know
Okay.
it. But if you are familiar with Yingling beer, it's the home of Yingling beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I've heard of it here.
I get that a lot. People are not familiar with Pottsville or Schuylkill County, and then as soon as I say Yingling beer, it's like, that's
Yingling
where
beer,
you are. Yeah. Yep.
Yep, know about that beer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, ma'am. You are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. So how long you been in the game?
I was in when I was a teenager. Throughout my teenage year, I did modeling. We had a mall. It was called King of Prussia Mall, and they had a modeling agency there. So as a teenager in high school, I decided to audition and try out. And then I did some modeling for the local stores that were in the area and some hair shows. And then I took a break, became a mom.
Oh.
Yeah. And about 4 years ago, I decided to get back into it. I figured now or never. I kind of thought about it for a couple of years, and I'm like, why am I thinking about it? You just need to go for it. And I did. I went for it. It's been amazing. Such an amazing journey.
So have you traveled?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, where you
Yeah.
been?
In my area, there's not too much of the fashion world as far as runway shows.
Yeah.
So I've been to New York, I've been to New Jersey, I've been to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, Virginia, DC, a lot of different areas in that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite type of modeling?
Runway. I love runway. I love the style, the energy, just getting on there, and you are just wearing what you're wearing. You get to show it off and walk around and get your picture and basically sell it. Whatever you're wearing, you get to sell it. And there's so many different styles. Yes. Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
It's fun. And you know what? They're not the same. They're all different. I've done shows on top of rooftops. I've done shows in middle of a street. I've done shows in numerous different buildings. I've done a show on a beach before. That was kind of neat. That was a little tricky because the sand is, it's a little uneven, but they're all different, and you get to meet so many different people, and the designers are fabulous. You build a relationship with them. They're trusting you to showcase what they designed, and you're selling it the moment you put that on to even afterwards, like even after the show, like you have pictures, so you need to sell it with your poses. So it's just nice, and the photographers, they're wonderful. I feel like they don't get enough credit. They work so hard. And I just love the relationships.
Oh, your underwater shot.
Yes, that was hard. I have respect for anybody that does underwater photography. That was not easy. I kept floating to the top. Like I felt like I had weights or something. But yeah.
You should have just exhaled and just let the air out.
I don't know.
And then flipped around a couple times and then went up and got it.
Yeah. It's definitely like, that's an example of things that you obviously need to work on. So that was a challenge for me. And I like challenges because it makes you grow. So that's something I definitely want to work on. I want to keep doing underwater photography and just see if I do better. It's hard.
Well, I can see you doing some really neat underwater stuff,
Hmm.
because photographers are able to manipulate the image so much now and
Right.
put you in different backgrounds. You can have a shark behind you.
Oh yeah.
you
There
know?
was a girl. She had on a gown and
Mhm. Right.
pumps, high heels.
Yes.
She was literally just walking the bottom of the water.
Yes.
Me, I would have been bloop, 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 like I would have been a sloppy mess.
That's what I was gonna say. You need it on, your high heels, and you need it on a beautiful sequin green dress. I could see you in
Mhm.
under the
Yeah,
water, under that blue
yeah,
water with a big shark behind you. Yeah.
yeah. That would be neat. But yeah, hey, in the future, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have to do my water shots next summer. So
Yeah,
that's the plan for me, and
yeah.
I love to swim. So,
Hmm.
and just be in water. I'm
Yeah,
Scorpio, so
yeah. It's
water is my thing.
yeah.
Um, but what else have you done of recent that you really enjoy?
Um, I do a lot of photo shoots, a lot. There's times I'm double booked, triple booked. It's like on the weekends, I'll be at one place and then I'll have another one a couple hours later somewhere else, and you're literally it's just like the runway. You're just tearing stuff on, putting stuff on. You have to be super quick to do poses and just know where you're at and your atmosphere and what you're doing. So that is probably my second forte. I love photography, especially outdoor photography. It's just something about the outdoors. It just it's just I love it. It's a big difference to me being outdoor doing that than behind like in front of a white screen
Mhm.
behind you. Indoor
Yeah,
photography. Yeah.
yeah. I can see you playing with shadows,
Mhm.
doing black and whites. You
Yeah,
know,
so I actually did that. It's funny you say that because I did do that last year,
did you like
and
it?
it was different. It was really neat. It was really neat. Yeah, it was the first time, and that's the other thing. There's always first timers,
Mhm.
and they're exciting. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was really neat.
I bet you got some great photos from that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. They even took a blind and kind
Hmm.
of like shadowed it over your body, so you had the blind effect. Um,
Yes.
so that was neat too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a large picture from the 80s. Actually, it's a poster I did in the 80s. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when swimsuit models were big back then, and I had the big hair and everything, and the background was blue. The shades were there. The light
Mm-hmm.
was coming, the blue light was coming through the white shades. I had on a hot pink um, one piece swimsuit, and I was laying on my side with a heart shaped a heart shaped pendant on, and
Okay.
then these long gold dangling earrings, and that thing sold for $5,000.
Wow.
That was the
Wow.
first picture I had ever sold.
Good for you.
That image sold for 5 grand
Yeah.
in perpetuity, and I was like,
Nice.
"Whoa, I can do this for a living."
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah,
Very.
it was really fun, and it didn't take us that much to get the shot.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the first one that came off the presses I gave to my now husband, um, Dennis James, and it says, "I'll see you on the top." you know that's how I signed it. And so
Yeah.
now that I'm 60 years old, and I feel like I'm just walking in my fruition of calling out being a model that I am,
Hmm.
finally,
Right.
I feel like I'm getting there. I'm rising and feeling like,
Yeah.
because of course life started life in, and I decided to stop modeling at 19 years old and have
Yeah.
life.
That's funny. That's about the time I think it was 20 I
Hmm.
stopped, and then I had my kids and took a break, and then about 4 years ago I decided to get back into it. And I was doing research, and I decided to go to John Casablanca to jumpstart me,
Hmm.
get me into it. And because the modeling world changed, it changed so much from now to when I did it when I was younger. It is
Hmm.
so different. So that gave me the backbone, and it gave me the experience, it gave me the exposure. So they really helped me, and then I just went off from there, and I started building on my portfolio, and I made sure I got different variety of pictures of photographers, and then I tried out for my first runway show probably 3 months after I graduated, and just fell in love with it. I knew that's what I wanted to do, because every time I watch runway, it gets me all excited and giddy, and I love it. So, but it's been great. I've met so many different people and different exposures that led me to new opportunities, and it's a blessing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm very social and bubbly, so that helps too.
I couldn't tell that.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and that's a great personality to have for this kind of business. You know, we have to be like that. Look at this. This is nice.
Yeah, that's just a casual, just giddy picture that was taken, and that just shows my personality. That's just who I am.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Louis, you got anything else of her? I hope you do, because she's got some talent. I can see it. While you're modeling, oh, there we go. How
Hmm.
lovely.
Runway. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. That was
Love.
New York. Yep. New York.
I can
Yep.
tell.
Street photography.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yep. That was Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Photo shoot for a store that I did.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If
But
there's something in modeling that you haven't done, what would it be? And would you like to go try it out?
yeah, so actually, like, e-commercial, commercializing, um, even acting, probably try to do a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
definitely commercials, commercial work. Um, I don't know, maybe Pantene or makeup or something.
Hmm.
But with my personality, I feel like actually a few photographers were like, "Why are you not acting? Or why are you not doing commercials? Like you should be out there." So it's in my plan. I haven't done it yet, but next year is a new year, and it's coming very fast. So
Yes,
there's
it is.
always new opportunities. Oh, that await ya.
You look like the girl next door. You look like the
Yeah.
girl next door. Now that's pretty. That's very
Thank
pretty.
you.
You
Yeah.
almost look like a school teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with modeling. You should be able to pull off numerous looks.
Hmm.
That's important.
Yeah,
Different
absolutely.
styles, different looks. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because that's one thing I love about me being bald. I have 80 wigs, and I
Hmm.
can be any woman I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I can be any
absolutely.
woman I want to be, or any.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
be blonde, blonde. I have a lady Godiva wig that goes all the way down to
Uh-huh.
the tail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I have a few model friends, and they're the same way, and they wear
Mhm.
these spectacular wigs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so jealous. Like, and I've tried like wigs and like hair extensions and stuff, but my hair is pretty thick, so it's like bulging out. I just can't pull it off. But
But your hair
you
is good.
go, because yeah, you can do it.
Oh, well,
And
baby,
it
your
makes
hair is
the
good.
outfit, like it makes the outfit. These wigs make the outfit. It just
Yeah.
makes the look. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you. Yeah,
Well,
it's great.
when I go to a show, I normally bring 3 to 5 wigs,
Yeah,
because you never know who you're going to end up walking for.
exactly.
And the other thing, you don't know it. Once again, you don't know who you're going to walk for.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had fittings and what have you.
Right.
And the other thing is, you don't know what you're going to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and how to bring that to life. You're trying to be the best representation that you possibly can be. And
Exactly.
so, if that requires me to put on, if I see an outfit on myself and I think, okay, this would look better with some hair, this color, because I bring different colors or different
Mm-hmm.
shades of color.
Mm-hmm.
I bring an afro, it's out to here, or braids, just a bob, a flat cut bob. I mean, I do some, and a faux hawk. I do some of
Mm-hmm.
everything. And if I feel like the outfit needs something else to just bring it together and bring it to life to best serve my designer, then
Yeah.
I'll put that on and go get their
Right.
permission to wear it, or they'll tell me they will want me to rock ball.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
but we weren't in style. Ball was not a style. It was
Right.
not a fashion. Alopecia patients stayed hidden under wigs, and I'm
Yeah.
not an alopecia patient. I'm bald by choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I I would lose. I have lupus, so I would lose
Okay.
patches of my hair and scalp because of psoriatic arthritis, and the
Mm-hmm.
psoriasis were in my head. You
Right.
know, I had what we call cradle cap from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. Psoriasis all
Mhm.
literally all over my body.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and so I would lose patches of hair, and then finally I just got tired of it when I turned 40, and I just shaved my head.
Yeah. Well, you look fabulous.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you, baby.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, you're made to rock that. You look beautiful. Absolutely fabulous. You're glowing. And
Thank
I
you
can
so
tell
much.
from the inside out. You are glowing from the inside out.
Oh, I'm humbled by
You
that.
are.
I'm humbled by that. Well, I'm fascinated by you, and you coming in 4 years
Hmm.
now, and you've gotten your feet a little wet. Where would you like to go now?
Would definitely like to grow my modeling. I would, like I said, definitely would like to get into commercial work. Um, as far as shoots, for more clothing designers, stores, marketing, um, and then I don't know. Magazines are fun. I mean, I've been in probably about 22 magazines
Yeah,
now. But I mean, they're always neat to see. So definitely more publications. Because that's another way of getting yourself out there.
yeah.
Um, I love my runway. I do. I absolutely love my runway. So to even go international, I definitely would like to explore different opportunities with that.
Well, you're definitely European standard.
Yeah.
You know, you're definitely a European standard, and you know, you would do well in Milan, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
You're welcome. I can see you up there. Look at you.
Oh yeah, the beach. I love the beach.
Mhm.
So that's actually for Mars Photography School every year in May. Yes, May. I go down. They have photography school, and they usually have instructors that come. Um, and some of them are celebrity instructors, photographers, and then they teach other photographers from all over the area. They fly in
Mhm.
and they have classes and they critique them and teach them new techniques to be a better photographer and to help them grow. And then they need models. So I'm one of their models, and I've been doing that for 3 years. I absolutely love. Oh my gosh, I
I'm
love.
sure you get a plethora of.
They're great. They're so great. And I developed relationships with them, and I even shoot with them, after Mars, outside of the event. Different areas. I'll travel to them, and we'll do different shoots in their area, which is nice because it changes up the atmosphere. So
Right,
you get different types of photos.
right.
But it's yeah, I love them. That's the one thing. I am so blessed with everyone I have worked with, whether it be runway designer, photographer, directors. I have a really good relationship with them. And that's important. Like that
Yeah, yeah.
having a relationship with them is important. Going into it kind of being snooty and doing it the way you want to do it, that's not the case. You're there for them, so whatever the photographer has in mind or the designer has in mind, the director, like that's what you need to do. You need to give them your all.
Say
And
that. Say that
yeah,
again, baby, and make sure they
you
hear
do.
you.
You need to give it to your
You
all. Your
dropping
all.
gems.
Yes, yes. And I mean, you nailed it when you said a designer. You have to check with them. Is
Mhm.
this okay? Because it's their look. It's not your look.
Exactly.
And if they want you to wear something and you don't like it, you better not say you don't like it. You wear it. It
Gem,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if
jewels.
it could be a garbage bag. You could literally have a garbage bag on, and you better showcase that garbage bag like it's the best garbage bag in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so many forget that because they think it
Hmm.
is about them. You
Yep.
know, I find that to be a problem in our industry too
Hmm.
many times, that especially, you know, well, it happens on both ends. Those that have been in the business for a while, and then those that are newbies that are coming in. You know,
Hmm.
they forget who they are, you
Right.
know, and what they're there for. And it's, if you stop looking at things like it's just for a second, just for a moment, it's just a gig, which that word drives me insane.
Hmm.
You know, a job is a job is a job, as far,
Right.
because that's the way I was raised.
Right.
You know, and you give your all to your job,
No.
you know, in representation of whatever you're doing. You
Hmm.
know, but if you're at a job and you're passionate about it, it's not a job, but
No.
it definitely ain't a gig.
No, and I love it, and I have fun. I have a great time, and if you do a good job and you represent well, um, most of the time you'll be asked to come back again.
Yes,
And then other people are seeing you that are standing in the background that you don't even know are watching you, and it gives you even more opportunities to go somewhere else or do something else. So you always have to represent yourself top notch, 100% the best you can.
absolutely. How do you feel about champagne flowing and Jello shots?
The fancy, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes they want you to take the jitters off, as they call it.
Yeah, no. I I go in everything. You know when I get nervous, and I have auditioned so many times, and I'm the same way if I have to take a test. I get so nervous, but when I audition for anything,
Mhm.
I get so nervous. Like I break out in a sweat. My palms get sweaty, my armpits get sweaty, everything. I
Oh my
just
God,
break
I
out
thought
in a
I was the
full
only
blown
one.
sweat. Oh my God. I get so nervous. It's ridiculous. Like I am literally shaken. And I could have auditioned for the person 5 years in a row and I will still shake. But when I'm on that runway or I'm behind that camera, it's a whole different person. Like I
I,
just
okay, I thought it was just me because maybe,
no.
you know, or in rehearsal, I don't rehearse well, but
Mhm.
I'll walk well.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I mean, because I got the jitters. And
Yeah.
I've been doing this 50 years plus.
Yeah.
You
Well, that
know,
that
I mean,
makes me
it's
feel
on
good because
the job.
I'm like Michelle, like snap out of it. Like you've done this 4 or 5 years now, like or not 4 or 5 years, but 4 or 5 times. Like you're fine. Like you got this. But it does not matter. I just get so nervous. It's like an instinct, and I just try to like deep breathe and like relax and like self talk. Like you got this, and I just go for it. But I mean, showtime or when it comes time for that final shoot, it's like all that instantly goes away. And I mean, thank goodness,
Yeah,
thank goodness.
really,
But yeah, I'm fine. I'm on top of my world and I'm loving it. So
really. But so many times, you know, I've seen the ugly side, and I hate to say it. You know, you didn't had two, three Jello shots. You didn't had, you know, a couple of glasses of champagne. You know,
no,
and it just becomes so ugly.
yeah, not me. No,
Yeah,
no.
me either. Me either. You
Yeah.
know, I'm being totally transparent. I might have a Jello shot, maybe, but if I have a shot of anything, it's before I get there, because, like you
Oh,
said,
oh yeah, no.
you don't know who is watching you.
Right, right, right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and if you're indulging, I mean, as a designer that I am, I'm an upcycle designer, environmentally friendly designer,
Mhm.
and so, you know, as a designer, I'm watching everybody.
Right,
You
right,
know, even
right.
as a model, I'm watching everybody.
Oh yeah. Even when you're in the sitting there and you're waiting for the show to go on and you're backstage, I mean, you're representing yourself all the time. So
Absolutely.
you have to make smart choices and smart decisions.
And far too many times we don't see that, or, you know, something that behooves me is, you know, I have nothing against people smoking marijuana and doing their thing. Get your
Hmm.
bomb, whatever makes you smooth and move. You know, hey, that's you. I don't
Yeah,
have to do it, but that's if that's
yeah,
you.
yeah.
But don't come in my don't come in my
Yeah.
area smelling like
Yeah.
weed.
Right. Right.
I mean, how do you put on a designer's outfit smelling like weed? I don't
Oh,
understand it.
and that just like to me just shows unprofessionalism and that
Yeah,
you don't really care.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've been asked so many times for towelettes for
Mhm.
people to wipe down. You
Mhm.
know, just what if I don't have no towelettes? What if I say no?
Yeah.
Should you not just not come in smelling like weed? How about that?
Right. Yeah. Yep. I
Don't
know.
go out to your car and decide you're going to smoke a blunt before the show. How about that?
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I mean, you're your own person, so hopefully you choose to be professional
Mhm.
and don't let other people brainwash you or even try to persuade you or think it's okay.
Mhm.
Um, you're your own person. You represent who you are. So you need to do what you feel is right, not what other people are doing. Because you'll see that a lot. I've been to so many different shows, and trust me, I've seen everything you're saying. But it's your choice. You're the one that makes the choice of what you want to do. But you
And
represent yourself. You
all,
got to remember that.
I've seen it from all ages,
Oh, yeah.
from the 16-year-old up to the 65-year-old. I've
Mhm.
seen it in all ages, you
Right.
know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've seen it in male and female and trans.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um, John Rodriguez says hello.
Oh, yeah. That's George. Yeah. He's my buddy.
I'm sorry, George. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy. He has done a lot of photo shoots with me. JMS Photo Chasers, and that is another great group that I've been with. They are phenomenal. A group of photographers get together and they hold different shops that are open to any models that want to come to build their portfolio or try different looks. The cool thing about that, there's different photographers, and not every photographer is the same. They're all different. They have all
Oh,
different
absolutely.
talents and things like that. But yeah, George, I love George. He's great. So hi, if you're still there.
Well, I didn't mean to call you John, George. You see me flipping my glasses up and down.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why. You know, um, he said he
yeah.
reposted the live feed, so there's
Yeah,
other people watching you.
right. That's good. That's good. Yeah,
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 absolutely.
yeah.
You know,
But
where would you like to travel to within the United States that you haven't been?
ooh, for some reason, Florida keeps trying to wheel me in. So I would definitely like to try that.
Like Miami
Yeah,
Fashion Week?
Miami Fashion Week. There's couple pageants
Mhm.
down there, and I never tried a pageant. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to. And I did talk to a couple models, and they're like, oh, I should maybe just try it once. So I mean, there's always room for something. So I might.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of pageant girls that I know that do runway shows,
Hmm.
and so they've been trying to they've
Get
been
you on
trying
the
to
pageant
yeah,
side.
they've been trying to have me represent Pennsylvania, which I would, oh my gosh, I mean, who doesn't want to represent their state, right? So
Right.
not only to represent my hometown but to represent my state. So I've thought about it. I haven't said no, but I haven't said yes. I'm still thinking, so it's a possibility. But definitely want to explore different areas. My designer that I do runway for New York, she's from Ohio and she has Ohio Fashion Week.
Hmm.
Um, I have to, say Atlanta on here. Definitely want to try that one too. Um, so there's different areas besides where I live that I definitely want to explore. Because they're all different. They're all different.
Yeah, they are. And it brings something different to your table of life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
you don't want to get stagnant.
No. No. No.
Get stale bread at your table.
Right. 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 And it's
We
nice.
gotta keep
It's
the
nice.
flavors coming.
It's nice to branch out. You meet new people and it just leads you to unknown opportunities. So
Well, I think, for me, one of the things that I would like to do is to get back into editorial modeling, but at this age. And I
Yeah.
know that that is not, that's taboo. I
Mm,
know that's taboo, but we're out there.
right.
And we are representing 60s are the new 40s, and
Exactly.
the 40s are
Yeah.
30s,
Right.
and the 50s are 40s, and
Hmm.
everybody's
Yeah.
10 years or 10 years plus behind,
Right.
and
Right.
we're in great shape and we're doing great
Right.
things and we're phenomenal women
Right.
and phenomenal models and phenomenal mothers and,
Yeah.
phenomenal entrepreneurs. you
Right.
know, we have so much to still offer. And with magazines still existing, they still have editorial pages for women like myself. I
Right.
don't see why I can't do editorial.
No. You
There's no,
can do anything you want. You go, girl. You do it. You do
oh,
anything
don't
you want.
worry. I'm going to break the seal
Yeah.
on that puppy. I'm going to break,
Because
and I'm going to turn around and say, come on, Michelle.
yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can see you doing editorial yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you're not only representing yourself, but you're representing your age group.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are intimidated and they don't think they can do modeling. They're second guessing themselves. Or even they expect modeling to be a certain way because we're so structured on being thin and looking a certain way. So the diversity is important to showcase that. So I say, yeah, I say you go for it. You just need to. You
Well,
have
I
to
think you
you have
need
to
to
go
too.
for it.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can see you doing editorial work with no
Oh yeah,
problem.
absolutely. Yeah. Hmm.
No problem
Yeah.
whatsoever. Do a little avant garde. I can see that on you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Look at
Yeah.
that. Very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
What advice would you give to models in your age bracket
That are currently modeling or that want to model?
that want to model?
Oh, I think you should never second guess yourself. Always believe in yourself and go for it because you never know unless you try. And you're always going to be what if, what if, what if, what if, and you can't fixate on the what ifs. You have to go out there and just go for it. It is so different. I'm telling you, it is so different from when I did it when I was in high school. It has changed. It's not as strict as it was. They actually like different diversities, age groups, the way people look, because it's just like runway, like fashion shows. Like a designer will have a specific idea and look in their head, and you might be that person. And you didn't even try. You didn't even try or go for it. Even clothing companies, they might want a specific person, a specific look. You don't have to be thin. You don't have to be 20, 30. You can be any age. It is never too late. You just need to go for it. You just got to do it. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It is the best experience ever.
Love it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That could be a beautiful editorial shot. I love
Yeah.
it.
So I was a local artist that lives near Reading, Pennsylvania, and he actually had a turnaround. He was an addict,
Wow.
and yeah, survivor. Amazing guy, phenomenal artist. He's done some artwork pieces that are in a lot of businesses and throughout the area.
Wonderful.
And then he also does his artwork on clothing as I'm wearing. And he also did body paint.
I was going
Um,
to say, did he do body paint?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see that.
And he's been in movies, several different movies, doing the artist's work with the body paint and the clothing.
Mhm.
And super great guy. Again, another experience I just happened to gain from not sitting down and saying what if. And that was published in a couple magazines too. So
Fabulous.
yeah, it's great, great. Yeah. And the photographer, Jeff, he's wonderful, wonderful. He's very talented. So he's the one that captured that shot.
Have you ever had any bad experiences with photographers or otherwise going to a location? Um,
Yeah, so
bad
model
experiences that
safety,
for
model
your own sake.
safety is huge, huge.
Yes, it
You
is.
always need to check and research your areas. There's a lot of fraud out there, so you have to watch that. A lot of fraud. You have to research, and you wouldn't believe. It might be a website, and it's just like one little decimal or one little dash. Like it's something that you would overlook,
Mm-hmm.
and they're out there, they will try to rip you off. You should never have to pay for anything. If they're asking for money, that is a huge red flag right there. Do not do it. Research your stuff, research your location. If it's the first time you're meeting a photographer, bring somebody with you. If
Say
they
that
say
again for
no,
them. Say it
if they
again.
say no, don't go. Because there's no reason. If they say, oh, they're going to distract you, interrupt you, no, no. Any decent photographer that you have not built a relationship with, it will understand that you're bringing somebody. So that's a huge red flag. And then always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you tell somebody where you're at. You have to protect yourself. It's
Turn on
not
your
a very trusting
GPS.
world.
Turn on your phone GPS
Yeah.
tracking.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
had a couple situations. One time I was doing a runway show and I had a photographer, and it happens. They'll reach out to you and they'll say, hey, I like your look. I would like to work with you. And that's great. Except for he wanted me to do nudity or lingerie that was, pretty discreet. And I said, no. I said, I'm sorry. I am not that type of model. And he didn't want to hear it. He said, well, I never had anybody tell me no. How dare you? That's disrespectful. Anybody would love to shoot with me. Good luck with that. You're going to fail as a career because, you're
You're
turning me
guilty.
down. And I said, I was respectful the whole time. I just said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way, but my feelings are my feelings and I'm strong about it. And I am not going to do that type of work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can find a better model that will suit that for you. And I reported that to the director of the runway show and she didn't have him back. Like,
See, that's what I'm talking about.
yep,
Action.
yep,
Action.
yeah,
Action speaks louder than words, baby. Action
done,
speaks
yep.
louder than words. Yeah.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Because he
not
could have easily lured in whoever else after
right.
you know.
Mhm.
And how would that look for your brand? You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, yeah, and some people are able to do that, and that's the type of model they are. And cahoots to them. I'm not downing anybody that
No.
does that. I have friends that do it, and they have beautiful work. But it's not me, and you have the right to choose what kind of model you want to be, and that
Yes.
is not the type of model I want to be. That's my choice. You're not being disrespectful by turning it down if that's something you don't want to do. You just very respectfully turn it down.
Decline.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
Where there's a model safety association that puts out things daily. That was pretty. I love horses, and that was very.
Yeah.
Um, but puts out Modeling Safety Association. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they put out
Mhm.
safety information and tips for models weekly,
Right.
and they
Right.
just send them everywhere, and I'm constantly picking
Right.
them up and putting them out there to everybody, because it is dangerous out here.
It
It's
is.
gotten worse.
It is very.
It's
It
gotten
is
worse
very.
over the years,
Mhm.
but that's a sign of the times. And there are scams that can really do some detrimental things to
Mhm.
a person's well-being
Mhm.
and brand and person.
Mhm.
I know for fact that there are people in certain associations that are in hiding from
Mhm.
photographers
Right.
that have stalked them,
Mhm.
and it's been across country,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's scary.
Yeah. Mhm.
Or our Lewis Jones, our own personal bodyguard, says
Yeah.
that's why
That's
you
gonna
get St.
Yeah.
Louis.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's model safety is very important. Everybody needs to be aware of that. That is so important. And I even had a time where I met a photographer. It was great the first time.
Mhm.
So the second time, I felt comfortable enough to go, but I still gave my location. I still told the person where I was, and they kind of got a little too personal. It was very uncomfortable, a little too touchy feely. So I had said, respectfully again, like, I'm sorry, um, but please, don't touch me. That's, inappropriate and uncomfortable. And they just kept trying to push it. And I said, I'm sorry, this session is now over. I need to go. And I had someone, right there because I had, your phone is good. So,
Mhm.
but I will never obviously work with that photographer again. So you really have to be careful. You really have to
Did
be
you
careful.
warn others about that photographer?
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Definitely.
See, a
Yeah.
lot of some people are so embarrassed by those type
Hmm.
of situations.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know, they're scared to talk about it, and that's why Model Talks exists. You
Yeah.
know, we have to talk about it,
Right.
and Lewis
Right.
is always
Right.
telling me this.
Oh yeah.
Not everyone with a camera is a photographer,
Right.
and if you,
Exactly.
I don't care if you got an iPhone 16.
Yeah. I mean, this one was definitely a photographer. I knew that, I knew of, and it was embarrassing because it was through an agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I reported it obviously. And again, they were very professional. He's no longer working for them. He's no longer doing runway shows. But if anybody, sees that, it is important to share that because you have to protect your sister models, your brother models. Like
Yeah,
we're all family somehow here. So you have to protect other people. So don't be afraid not to speak your mind and report it.
yeah, absolutely. And if you can't report it to somebody, call me.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I will let people know.
Yeah.
911,
Yeah.
here I go. Uh, Zahara got something to say. I will go on
Yeah.
there in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Just because you have a plunger doesn't make you a plumber. Louis, hush.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought up model safety because that's important. And when I helped out with model coaching, they specifically have a model safety course for the newer models and ones that need refreshing. But that is so important, model safety. You definitely need to check everything, double check. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Glad you brought that up.
Have you ever been quote unquote scouted?
Yes.
Did the model scout try to charge you for being scouted?
Um, I was scouted twice, and once I had that happen, and thankfully I was educated enough, where unfortunately people aren't, and they fall for that. But you should never, do not pay, do not pay, do not pay, do not pay. Yeah, you do not need to pay if they want you. No dollars. No, you don't. You should not pay. If you're paying, you need to go. You need to find something else. There's something else out there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Can
Hmm.
you explain how that made you feel?
Um, so because I was educated, and I get why, because you're excited. You're like, "Ooh, somebody wants me." It's exciting. So if you don't know anybody, you're not educated, you're gonna fall through it. And it's a shame. It's a shame what they do to take advantage of people. But sadly, that again is our world, and you just have to be cautious. But the ones that are legitimate and actually believe in you, and they're not going to ask you for money, that's even a better feeling. That beats everything. So you just need to be patient and just keep working, and it'll come to you. You have to be patient and just believe in yourself, and just keep doing everything you can possibly do to keep building yourself.
Well, I also think on top of that, and to piggyback off of what you're saying, excuse me, I think you have to do your due diligence.
Mhm.
You have to research people.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays there's plenty of tools out there that are free nowadays that you can go in and research any kind of business anywhere in any part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Any website can be researched.
Right.
You have to do your due diligence, and that
Right.
part has become part of the model credo, as well as part of the safety net that you have around you. Utilize the tools that you have before you, because back in the day, baby, we didn't have that, and word of mouth would kill somebody. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or somebody would get killed.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Or lose their innocence. To the end.
Yeah.
Casting couches were popular, and
Right.
women and men doing all kinds of obscene, crazy
Mm-hmm. Right.
nonsense.
Right.
And then they wonder why they weren't going anywhere.
Right. Right.
And I think that's because we didn't, unlike us back then, we didn't have the tools that you have today.
Exactly.
So utilize those tools, and if you don't know how, ask somebody.
Right. Right.
It's okay to ask for help.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%.
And if you're not sure about where you are in your career, and you're a newbie and you're just coming in and you're trying to learn what your niche is, ask somebody.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
We as models are more than willing to give you our opinion if you ask.
Absolutely.
I believe in model love. I truly do, for my model brothers and sisters, and everybody in between. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be transparent about it, and I'm going to be upfront and honest about it. If you don't want my opinion, you don't have to take my opinion. But then don't ask me for my opinion and I take the opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you what you do with it, true enough. But, obviously you asked me for a reason, because you were concerned about whatever it may be.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the things that we find are, and maybe it's just me, I'm going to ask you too, sometimes it's hard to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find it hard to talk to your model sisters or brothers?
No, I actually find it the opposite. Unless, like, some people might feel a little intimidated, maybe, and then that might shy you away, or they just don't have the best personality. You do meet people like that, but for the most part, it's complete opposite. I feel probably the most comfortable talking to them about everything. And it depends on the area and where you're at. Not everybody is loving and supporting, but for the most part, most of them are. And if you're able to seek that, definitely ask, because most times 9 out of 10, they want to help you, they want to support you. Like, it's just a unbelievable, I say pretty much every area I'm at, it's like my model family. I truly adore them, and I feel comfortable asking anything.
That's good. I'm glad you're confident in enough in yourself to be able to do that, because so many of us are still working on it. And especially us older sisters that are coming into the industry, and we see how age and wisdom have come a long way in the industry, and that we are wanted now, but we're just starting out to walk in our dreams, but we're scared to ask the youngsters, about what we need to do, how you do a half turn, do a back turn.
Yeah.
What's a European?
And I'm telling you, it's good to ask, because it's just like would've, should've, could've all over again. Like, just ask. Like, it's okay to ask. You don't be afraid. And most of the time, I mean, I have not one time not had one person that would not help me with something. Like, they want you to do well, and it really is. I always say model family is my model family, because that's how it feels like everywhere I pretty much go. So
cool. That is so cool. what can you give to models that are mature models that are above your age? What can you give to them as far as wisdom and going out there trying to get it?
It's the same thing.
Mhm.
They you can't hold back. You have to give it your all. And um now I think like everybody with the older generation, nobody really looks like they're 50,
Their
60,
age.
like you said. No, no. And modeling, like, it gives you that confidence. It just like makes you shine. So you definitely need to just go for it. And everybody's pretty much willing to help you. So don't, just because you're older, don't be shy to come ask me. Don't be shy to ask somebody else. Like, we most of the times we are more than willing to help you out. And again, you're representing your age, you're representing other people that are probably, should I do that? I'm too old for that. No, no, no. And then they see you doing it. It's like, oh my gosh, she's doing it. If she can do it, I can
I
do
can
it.
do it.
So yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I'm going to take that as your final thought. I know you've got
Yes.
to go. I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank
I really
you.
respect what you do and what you're bringing to the table, baby. You keep it up, and I can't wait to see you in Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you. It was so nice meeting you. I was so excited because
Me
I love
too.
your personality, and
Oh,
you're beautiful and you shine, and I
thank you.
appreciate you interviewing me, and thank you, and I will definitely be seeing you again.
All right. I look forward to it. Let me know when you
Okay. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
baby. Bye bye.
Bye.
This is your girl, Zahara Gihana. Yes, yes.